Hi guys, welcome to Reensplace. Today I am making, it's Good Friday, and I am making stuffed artichokes. If you've never had or bought artichokes before, this is what they look like when you get them from the grocery store. And just a warning again, the natives are restless, so Winifred, they're playing and barking. They should be kind of closed up. I like them actually a lot smaller than this, but honestly I had trouble finding them this year. And so the only place I could get them was at ShopRite, and this is what they had. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trim them down. I like a pair of kitchen shears and a sharp knife. Okay, what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to cut off, let me see if you can see me. I'm going to cut off this big giant bottom stem here. Okay, and now if you cook, you can use this in soup stock. And what you do is just peel it like you would peel like a carrot or a potato. And so I might do that being that these stalks are so gigantic. Okay, so you're going to do that part. And then the next thing you're going to do is you want to, artichokes have little like thorns or spines, you want to call them, on the tips of their leaves. So you want to cut the top off because there's lots of them there. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I cut the whole top off like that. And now I'm going to do with my kitchen shears is I'm going to trim all these leaves on the side. It doesn't matter if they're split. Again, you're just trying to get those spines out because you don't want them to, you don't want to eat them. Think about how bad that would be going in. It'd be worse coming out. Okay. Plus, I think that's how it got the name artichoke. Make it choke. Did I get them all? Yeah, okay, I got them all. So the next step you're going to do all your artichokes, and then what you're going to do is you're going to try to pull them apart a little like this. And believe me when I tell you, you want to clean these things good. So what you do is you take them over to the sink, and you just run water on them. Right? Rinse them out real good, and then I put them upside down on a towel, a dish towel, and let them drain. And I do all of them, and by the time I'm ready to stuff them, they're ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up these other 3 artichokes, and then I'm going to come back when they're all ready to go, and we're going to stuff them. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. My artichokes are washed. This is the Italian breadcrumbs that we did in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, go look it up. Basically what it is leftover bread that I put into the food processor. I added a little black pepper, garlic powder, parsley, Romano cheese, and olive oil. Mix it up. And this stuffing does chicken, green beans, artichokes, stuffed mushrooms. You can think it. This is the stuffing for it. Okay, so what you want to do, if you have these frozen, you want to defrost them. If you haven't put the olive oil in when you froze them, you can add a little bit now. You just want to be able to get them so that they kind of stick together. This is fine for my purposes. And what you want to do is you want to loosen up your artichoke, and you want to really get a lot of stuffing in. When you cook it, that's like the best part of it. Okay. Can you see? Yes, you can. I have it in my bowl, and I'm just stuffing the things in. And I really like to take the time and get the stuffing into like every single one of the leaves. Because again, when you're eating it, you're going to be sad if you come across a leaf that has no stuffing in it. And you're just going to keep doing that around and around. And these things are going to be gigantic because they started out so big. Can you see how I'm stuffing it? I'm just really pulling the leaves back and getting it in there as much as it will fit. And you think, oh my god, that's gigantic. They have smaller artichokes, but they didn't have them at my store this time. I actually like the smaller ones better. I think like the leaves are more tender when you eat them, and they cook faster. So we're probably going to have to add a little bit of cooking time on these, but that's okay. Okay, now see, these leaves didn't have any more stuffing in there. Okay, I think that's done. That's what it looks like stuffed. You have lots of the leaves on the side that have the stuffing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other 3 artichokes, and then I'm going to show you how the next step in this, how we start cooking them, because it's a 2-part process. Okay, let me finish up here. I'll get the other 3 done, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I've finished stuffing the artichokes. They are gigantic, like ridiculously gigantic. What I have here, Agatha, I have 2 pots that are filled just below these strainers or
that's a colander.
Racks. In each pan, I have water that's just below the rack. It's not touching, but it's almost there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 2 in each one. I hope, because when you see this one, is ridiculous. Look at the size of that. I mean,
it's going to be one a pot for that.
I don't even know what that. It's not even going to fit in my pot. I'm going to need we're going to need a bigger pot down there. Okay, so let me move this. And I'll put the less ridiculous ones, although still pretty ridiculous in the other one. And what you want to try to do is wedge 2 in here. These are seriously the biggest ones I've gotten yet. I like the smaller ones. Here's hoping that this works. 2 in there with the top on. Easier said than done. I'm going to wipe these off the stove top before I burn everything down. Okay, so basically, what I'm going to need to do is change out my pot for the big one. I'm going to steam these on a medium heat temperature. Bring the water to a boil, turn it back to medium, start your timer for 30 minutes. Every 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, check and make sure you still have the water on the bottom of your pan. If not, just add a little bit of water and don't let it come above the steamer. You're going to want to do these, again, mine are gigantic. I'm going to say if you bought a normal size one, 30 minutes, but I'm going to have to check these at 30 minutes. So let me get that going, and I'll come back with you when my 30 minutes is up, and I'll show you where we're at. Hi guys, I'm back. We had set the timer for 30 minutes. Within that 30 minutes, I added water 1 time. They were not done. I'm thinking it's because they were ginormous that I put another 15 minutes on the timer, and I can tell from this pot that they are done now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And let me just tell you why we're doing this. We're steaming these because an artichoke is a very fibrous, it's not tender at all unless you steam it. So what I'm doing is I'm steaming it so that it's nice and tender when you pull the leaves off and eat the bottoms. So when you can start seeing that the breadcrumbs are starting to get like, I don't know if you can really tell, but they start getting a little like, I don't even know what would be the word for that, Chuck. Like kind of runny, like kind of like, they start looking a little bit like stuffing. They're done. Okay, so mine, again, they're gigantic. Took 45 minutes. I would normally do 30 minutes, and I would definitely check while you're doing it because I had to add water to mine. I'm going to remove the tops, turn off the heat, and I'm going to give them a little bit of time to cool down so that I can handle them. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so take the tops off, turn the heat off. I'm probably going to remove them from the stove top so they cool quicker. And then we're going to do the last step. Okay, so I'm back, and they have cooled down enough. They're still warm, but I can handle them. So I'm going to remove them from the pots and stick them into baking dishes. I'm just going in with my hands because they're gigantic. And normally what I would do is stick them all in one pan and just kind of like wedge them in together, but because of the size of these monsters, I'm putting them in 2 different pans. Okay. Take a little olive oil and drizzle it over the tops. Okay, now I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven. I'm going to check them after 20 minutes. They might need as much as a half an hour. When they start getting like golden looking on the top, they're done. So that's going to dry out some of the mushiness that we gave the breading from steaming them. And it's just going to make everything cook through a little bit more. So I'm going to throw these in the oven and we'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. They're out of the oven. They're toasty on top. They look yummy. And then, I don't know if you guys know how to eat them or not, but what you do is... Oh, they're hot still. Okay, well, anyway, you just pull a leaf off. Just trying to see where I can get a loose one without burning myself. Okay, here we go. Pull the leaf off. And then what you do is you eat all the stuffing on the top. And then you run your bottom teeth. Let me take that out. You eat the stuffing. And then you just eat the bottom part right here. Like that. And that's it. Stuffed artichokes. I hope that you enjoyed the video, that you hit the thumbs up button if you did, that you subscribe if you haven't already, and that you give these a try. Alright, we will be back tomorrow doing, what are we doing tomorrow? I'm going to make the sausage bread. It's like a stromboli. We eat it for Easter morning. I'm going to be making that tomorrow, and I'm also going to be setting up the casserole, which is a cinnamon roll French toast casserole that I'm going to make it tomorrow, and we're going to eat that Easter morning as well. So make sure you check back for new videos, and leave any comments or suggestions that you have. All right, thanks for